right, so we are here live in Las Vegas for Mountain West Media Days, here with Coach of San Jose State, Ken Niumatalolo. How are we doing, Coach? How's the
Good,
morning going?
good. Thank you. How you doing?
Good, can't complain. So, first question, with Walker Egan gone, it's now an open competition for a successor behind center. How have guys like Luke Weaver and Robert McDaniel looked through spring ball, and has anyone taken the lead in the race for QB1?
Right now it's hotly contested. So like you said, you got Luke Weaver that came from Hawaii. Robbie McDaniel is our number two guy, um, and also Daniel Rolovich.
Yep.
So I don't even know if there's one, two, three. They're really, really close. It's kind of like, um,
Three-horse race.
yeah, and they're all doing good things. They all got their different qualities. I'd imagine early on in camp we'll make a decision. I'll rely on Coach Craig Stutzman, our offensive coordinator. But I think it would bode well for our team if we knew who that guy was, just so that you start to rally around your starter. But we'll kind of see how that goes. They all did good things in the spring. They're all working hard, and they're all great people. Luke, Robbie, and Daniel are all really good people.
Sure. All right. So the performance of your wide receiver core was off the charts again. Was off the charts once again last year. And although Danny Scudero, Leland Smith, and Kyrie Scholes are all gone, you were once again able to reload with marquee receivers from the portal, like guys like Anthony Ivy and Jordan Anderson. Has the program's track record of putting up gaudy receiving numbers helped in portal recruiting? And from what you've seen in spring camp, who are the breakout pass catchers of 2026 going to be?
Yeah, great question. It definitely helped us. So I remember when I first got there, we were trying to keep Nick Nash there. Nick Nash was going to go to Arizona, and our sell was, hey, just stay here in offense. We're going to feature you. Just talk to Coach Stutz, and Coach Stutz was able to convince him to stay, and he had a breakout year.
Absolutely.
And I think Nick Nash's year allowed us to get Dan Scudero, allowed us to get, like you'd mentioned, Leland Smith. Kyrie was already in the program. But again, now it's 2 years back to back at San Jose where receivers have seen, hey, the numbers speak for themselves. So, like you said, we were able to get some really good players, and Anthony's had a really good spring. Also, we got Dominic McKenzie from BYU that can fly. Like Jordan Anderson from Sacramento State had a really good spring. Jerry McClure from San Diego State, also a UCLA transfer, had a really good year, really good spring. But guys that are there in the program, Jay Snicks, Cooper Hulk is a guy that's done really well. We're actually probably 1 through 9. We're probably deeper than last year. Daniel, Danny Scudero, and Leland and Kyrie were three of the most explosive guys. Danny's probably the fastest kid I've ever seen. I mean, the kid could fly. So maybe we don't have that top end speed, but we're not slow. We're fast, and probably 1 through 9. Those guys, I mean, can all play. I mean, Riker is a guy they also didn't mention. So we're just we're excited about that group. Tama, I'm sorry, is another guy that we moved in from quarterback to slot. So I'm just rambling off the top of my head, but those guys will all play, for us this year.
All right, so last year, of course, didn't go according to plan, but there's still plenty to build around in San Jose. What was your biggest takeaway from last year that can help you guys bounce back in 2026?
Well, first of all, you're pissed off from last year. It's once the season's over. I mean, you can't sleep as a head coach. You're looking how you're going to fix your program. We made some tough changes in my coaching staff, which is always hard to do as a head coach. We went in the portal. We felt like we got really good players that fit what we're doing. But also, I look at last year, if we make a couple field goals, we win 3 more games. You know what I mean?
A lot of close calls.
Yeah, so we make 3. We're in a bowl game. We make a couple field goals. We make 1 field goal, we're going to beat Stanford. We make a field goal and beat Central Michigan. So, and I also look at it from the standpoint of there's 2 teams that we beat. Our only 2 wins in conference are against New Mexico and Hawaii, 2 of the best teams in our conference. So it shows you that the talents that we can do it. But we also lost to some teams that were struggling in our conference, so then we ended up not finishing well. So it makes you realize that you can win any week and you can lose any week, and we have to fix some things, and hopefully we got them fixed, or we're getting them fixed.
So Ethan Powell is the only technically returning starter on the defensive side of the ball, but there's still plenty of all-conference talent. Guys like Brian Dukes Jr. and Pierce Walker coming in. Besides Powell, who has established themselves as the leaders of the 2026 defense.
Well, inside linebacker, I feel like Nas Danielson is done a really good job. You know, Dylan Lee is the other inside linebacker. Opposite of Ethan Powell, we also got Isaac Mahuka.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
You know, transfer from Weber State. I thought did a really good job. I think our down linemen from Solo Longy to Jeremiah, Justin Stearns, um, Nate Lewis, Ian Shaw, Jalen came from Sac State. We got some deep guys that are going to play. We moved Tuli Tonga Vailoa to safety, and he's a guy that should help us too. He was at receiver, and he had a really good job for us. At corner, Caleb Womack and Kiwan Bullers are guys going to do well. And I think the two coaches that we had in the secondary were guys that would help us with Brian Norwood, one of the best secondary coaches in the country, along with Joe. Joe's going to do a really good job for us in the back end. Yeah, I'm excited about the guys that we've added, and we'll see. We'll see how things go.
Absolutely. All right, and then my last question, I did want to ask you about your new defensive coordinator, Bojay I practiced this last night. I got Filamoatu. I got it. Do you expect him to call the game any differently than Derek Odom did, or was that move more to just get a new voice of leadership in front of the defense?
Well, that was a tough call because Dio is a well-respected, established coach, and he's done a lot of great things. But part of it, I feel like we needed a change, and I think a lot of stuff he'll carry on from Coach Odom, and a lot of stuff he'll bring on his own. A lot of it's been added on from Brian Norwood and some of our new coaches, Coach Dale and Al is our D-line coach, Laupal and Josh Irvin. So I think it'll be a sprinkling of all of that. So I think there'll be some new stuff, but also some old things too. And so he'll definitely have his own flavor of what he's doing, but I'm sure there'll be some carryover, some of the same principles and concepts that we had in the past.
Absolutely. All right, that's all I got, Coach.
All right, brother. Thanks, Jack.
Thank you. Really appreciate it. Good luck this season, brother. Appreciate you.